Welcome back to the Fifth Wheel Podcast. I'm Hannah,
I'm Sydney.
and this week we are discussing China.
Yup. Chinese Grand Prix, first sprint weekend. Nothing interesting will happen, right?
Surely nothing weird will
Right?
happen, right?
No. No, not at all.
Absolutely nothing interesting happened at all in China, actually. So, and with that, I'm Hannah.
Could you imagine? Shortest pot that was 38 seconds. You
Yeah.
might. I feel like someone would probably need to send out like an SOS signal if we ever had a podcast under 20 minutes, even.
Well, we almost, I think we would have 4 hours of things to talk about on any given day without involving F1 at all.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so that I think that actually probably would be a distress signal from us if we release an episode and it's like less than 10
Probably.
minutes. That means check our locations if you have our Find My Friends, and maybe alert the authorities.
Yeah, no, I think that that is actually what would need to happen because hot dang, we like to yap. I'm sure that comes as a surprise to no one. Um,
Really? That's
yeah,
crazy.
no. But nevertheless, it was yeah, psych. That was a little bit of sarcasm if you didn't catch on to that one. Um, it was chaotic as hell.
It was something
I
else, man.
mean, last Australia alone was like, wow, we're back. I mean, we're back. This weekend, we're
Hmm.
so back.
Unless you're
Like
Max Verstappen.
F1 said, yeah, true. F1 said, here you go. You've been patient. Well, not really, but kind of patient for a few months. Let
Here's a
me,
treat.
let me help you out here.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot it was a sprint weekend, as I feel like we usually do. And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, sprint weekend. Um, I mean, let's talk about it, right? Insane. I feel like we just watched the start of the Australian Grand Prix again in a way. Um,
Yeah.
like holy frickin' Ferrari starts, and then we had
Yeah.
our little snip snap snip snap flip flop flip flop.
Yeah. Oh, I read Sydney my notes before this from the sprint race, and I'm gonna read them to you now.
Yes,
So
please.
I watched the sprint race about 2 hours ago, and I simply just typed as I went. And here are my exact notes. Antonelli and Hajar contact, 10-second penalty. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then here we go. Ready? Charles flies past Lando. Lewis passes George. George passes Lewis. Lewis passes George. George passes Lewis. Lewis passes George. George passes Lewis. Charles passes Lewis. Lewis passes Charles for like 1 second, and then Charles passes Lewis. Kimi
Uh-huh.
passes Lewis and Charles. Where's Max? P14 and off the road. Cool, 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 cool. Lando gets past Lewis from pit stop, but Lewis takes it back. George, Charles, Lewis podium. That was the sprint race.
It was crazy.
It was
I
like,
mean,
I mean, I think back to Australia and the way that everyone was just like, the passing was crazy.
yes.
And I know that like there are many people who don't like the new cars and they're like F1 is dead for all these reasons. I'm like, hello, this has been so freaking fun. This has
It's
been
just
amazing.
yes. No, I'm so with you because I was like I said honestly, the batteries, that whole thing, kind of whack. Won't lie.
That was crazy.
But like I was like low key these races are going to be fun. I think once teams can kind of figure out because once we get to the race, holy retirement. I mean, the reliability for a lot of the teams is non-existent. Um completely.
Yep.
But the fact that granted a lot of it has been between Mercedes? Who is that? Who
It's
was
not like
I
you
even
said
trying to say?
it's not like you said Mershardies like they sharded their pants.
Mercedes? Got some
Mershardy.
sardines?
I
Um,
heard shardy like they shart their pants.
no. Anyways, like even between Mercedes and Ferrari, I mean, we're having, like, people are passing each other left and right. And it got to the point under the last set of regulations where it was like, it was a gift to see like 5 overtakes because
In a race.
the cars were so damn big and these tracks are
Yeah.
just small. And and granted, it's like you look at the new regs and you're like, these cars aren't that much smaller, but you can see the difference on the track. And like, I don't care. I mean, I do a little bit with the whole flip flop thing, but it's just fun to watch. And not only that, we saw it in the sprint. We saw it again in the race, which I know we'll dive into. But like the Ferraris are racing each other. Like straight
They
up,
are.
it stresses me the fuck out. But I love that the team is letting them race.
Red car go fast? Both
Red
red car go fast?
red red car go fast. Not quite Mercedes fast, but everyone thinks it might be the Mercedes might be just a touch illegal.
Yeah.
But red car going fast. I mean,
Red
it
car going
was
fast.
it was fun to watch. I mean, like they were going side by side, and I was like, what did I said? If the Ferraris touch, I'll cry. Um, but honestly, it was just fun to watch.
Yeah.
It
Oh, I
was a
did want to
fun
say
sprint race.
the Ferraris outfits this weekend were so cute with like the purple. I thought it was really
I
good looking.
really liked it.
I
And
want to buy one right now.
No, honestly, and people were like, "Oh, so you're just trying to become Red Bull?" I will say the Ferrari kit this weekend, it was a little bit Red Bull coated, but I
was
did see, I don't
cute.
remember, Twitter, Instagram, I saw it somewhere where it was like they're in, it's a red team. China's primary color is red. Like you see red everywhere you go, and there's a lot of red teams on the grid. And whether this was the intent or not, they stood out this weekend.
They did.
And
They
so,
look great.
I mean, it was, if that was the intent, like, hats off to your marketing person, because that was just, it was a fun livery. We don't see, like, I feel like when we do see the blue from them, it's like, or like, it is blue, which I love. I really hope that they keep doing that for us in Miami, because let me tell you, them baby blue race suits, I still think about.
Mwah.
Literally chef's kiss. But it was really fun. I really liked it, and those hats were cool.
The hats were cool.
hats
Definitely
were
not like
cool.
the champagne hats that looked like something else. Those were horrible last year.
No, those were a little rough, but it's okay. We live and we learn. We
live
live,
and we
we
learn.
live and we learn, as does Ferrari.
Ferrari has learned a lot, or maybe they're coasting and we'll find out that they've been coasting and they haven't learned. I'm afraid to say that they've learned a lot and that they're doing well, because you know how that typically goes when I say
No, I
that
know.
or
Like,
anyone says that.
as much hope as I have, and I genuinely think, I mean, let's be real, it wasn't going to take much for anything to be an improvement on last season, but I'm genuinely excited to see how this goes, because
too.
would I love for us to start winning races? Yes. But the fact that we are 2 for 2, well, if we count the sprint, 3 for 3 on a Ferrari, at least one Ferrari on the podium, I can
That's
live with that.
crazy. If you told me that last year, I would be like, "What drugs are you on?"
No,
Like
for
actually.
real. Because like the only hope going into this year was that they were completely new regulations, and then just hoping and praying that they got it kind of right.
Right. Like I remember last year, like I was just thinking like how would I actually react if someone told me that Ferrari would have been on the podium 3 for 3 already at this point? And I think it's not that I wouldn't have believed it, but I would have been so cynical about it. I would have been like, yeah, and then like they DNF every other race for the season because that's
Right.
how that goes. Like there's
You
no
know,
way to have hope about them because you shouldn't, and if you do then you're just going to be depressed. But
yeah.
unfortunately, the hope is hoping a little bit,
No,
and
I
the
know.
imminent
And it's like,
depression is scary.
no, it so is, because the Delulu is Deluluing right now. Like the delusions and the hope is at an all-time high. Like honestly the highest it's been probably since the end of the 2024 season, which doesn't seem like that long ago, but when you consider what came before the end of that season and what came after, we need we needed this.
We did.
And now I will say, neither of us are naive enough to know that the other shoe could drop and will be terrible.
Yeah.
If there's a team that could do it, unfortunately, it's ours.
Yeah.
We
But
hope not, but I'm genuinely hopeful that that won't be the case because
true.
it's, I don't know,
Well,
two races in, and I'm excited.
at the very, 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 very least, we're doing better than McLaren and better than Red Bull and probably better than both combined. Actually, right now.
Definitely
I
McLaren.
have to double check.
Whew.
Yeah. Oh, so can I share how I found out some news this weekend?
Oh, yeah. No, this is a good segue. Let me set you up a little bit here. So,
Okay.
if you folks did not see it on our Instagram story this week, this little lady over here, Miss Hannah, she got her first official motorsport credential to go to the IndyCar race in Arlington. It was the first ever one in Arlington. Like, credentialed, like, girl was in the pit lane, girl was interviewing drivers. She sent me a picture of her interviewing Mick Schumacher, and I think I almost like threw up from nerves and excitement for her.
Yeah. I wanted to
So
throw up.
yeah, she had herself a weekend, and please tell us, take a couple of minutes and tell us all about your weekend, please.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll finish that with the McLaren thing I was going to talk about. But yeah, I got this jersey. It's an award jersey because he's from San Antonio, and of course I have to be biased because I live there.
Yes.
And so, but yeah, I was accredited or credentialed, whatever you want to call it. It feels like a fever dream.
I
Here's
think it
my
kind of was a
media
little bit.
badge. It was. Here's my media badge. And see how there's a couple of these that are clear, like the P is for paddock and the PL is for pit lane, which means I had unrestricted access to all of it. And then I had this fancy little thing on here called race mode. And I was like, that sounds quite silly. What is that? That means that I just get even more unrestricted access to that on race day, including the podium ceremony and stuff. Crazy. And I
Yeah.
wanted to share.
Yeah.
I got a little goodie bag from the media team, and I thought you would like to see it.
Yes, please. I haven't seen this yet. So, yes,
Yeah.
please.
This is a what's in my bag, but it's
Give us a
the
haul.
media.
Give us a haul.
It's a haul from if you were on the media team for the inaugural Java House Grand Prix of Arlington.
There you go.
Then you got some cool stuff. I got this Toyota Gazoo racing hat.
Okay.
It's pretty simple, but it's a hat. I got there's just a fuck ton of like papers and schedules and stuff that I have in here. One of the really cool things I got was this little car. Hello.
Wait, that's so cool.
Isn't she cute? It's like a little model car. It's not anyone in particulars. It's just like a Java House inaugural Grand Prix of Arlington car.
How cool.
But it's cute. And then I got this little towel. I'm assuming it's like a cooling towel. I did not use it. But it's nice and soft. And it feels nice. And then I got a bunch of stickers. The stickers are really cute. Look at this one. It says, "This is my first rodeo."
Aww.
Whoever designed the stickers did a great job. Just the logo of it. This one's it's race time in Arlington, and it's a helmet with a cowboy hat.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm like, damn, okay. I got this media pin. It's cute. I actually want to put that on the thing. And then I got a couple of these little notebooks. I wanted one like this for interviewing the drivers, but I didn't own this until after I got there, and so I didn't end up using it, obviously, but I will now. And then I got this jersey, but I paid for that. And so I've mentioned a couple times now it was the Java House Grand Prix of Arlington.
Yep.
Java House apparently is a very popular coffee brand in Indianapolis. I did not know this.
Okay.
And I was talking to someone. I think I was talking to Ashley about this. Hi, Ashley. Because she was like, "What's Java House? Never heard of them." And I'm like, "Me neither." And she's like, "I guess they're like a sponsor." And I'm like, if it's titled the Java House Grand Prix, they're not just a sponsor. Like they
They are
have like
the sponsor.
they have unfathomable amounts of money.
Yes.
If your name is on the Grand Prix, like that's a huge difference. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we got these little Java House things. I'm gonna try not to move it too much because it's crinkly, unless we want a little ASMR moment. But it's like I thought it was a K cup, like for a Keurig, and I was like, okay, thanks for the one coffee. What? Like for the K cup, I don't own a Keurig. That's kind of stupid. But then one of the Java House people was being interviewed about it, and they're like, why did you choose this one? And they're like, well, we don't have a big Texas market, and like we thought it'd be great. And they were explaining how it works. It's not a K cup. So you literally pour yourself 8 ounces of either hot or cold water, and you just pour this in and you have a coffee. And I was like, oh, dang, that's pretty cool. And so I tried the one that they gave us, which was just a plain one, like normal coffee. Not good. Quite possibly one of the worst things I've ever had. It was quite horrible, and I gagged on it. I was like, ooh, that's not coffee. Oh, here's a couple more stickers, by the way. But I was like, ew! But then I was with my girl Colleen. Colleen is one of the people that works for IndyCar proper and oversaw a lot of this weekend. Colleen is my second mother. She is the coolest, like 50-something-year-old you've ever seen. She's got a nose ring. She has the best Colleen. Energy. Colleen fought for me so hard this weekend because there were some issues with my vest. She got me the race mode thing, everything. So Colleen, I'm talking to her. I take a sip of this coffee for the first time and I gag. And I'm like, ooh, that's not coffee. And she's like, what? And I'm like, this is the Java House stuff that they have for us right there. And she was like, oh, that's the plain one? And I said, yeah. And she goes, oh, you should try this one. They have some for the staff. Do you want one? And it was these salted caramel ones. Salted caramel latte. It's fantastic. I was like, you don't need to do that. She kept giving me free stuff. And I love Colleen for that. I was like, you really need to stop being so nice to me and giving me all these things.
Right.
And so naturally, I left with about 20 of these in my bag.
Yeah.
So that was that. And so that was really fun. Just had a great weekend. Got some great shots. I will be posting them hopefully tonight, but probably tomorrow because I haven't seen Parker in 5 days and I just want to spend some time with my husband.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. It was beautiful. I met a million great friends and people, and I'm going to try to go to the Indy 500 now because Colleen threatened me. She didn't actually. She was like, you need to go. You're going. And I was like, okay. So figuring that out, hopefully. But it was a great weekend. I did it. It was cool.
We, me, Heather, have a fifth wheel. Everybody that knows you, we are so proud of you. You're doing great things. Can't wait to see all of the other places you get to go. And if you get to bring a friend, I can't wait to experience maybe some of them with you. If not, that's okay. But also, shout out to anyone that you may have brought here and is hearing this nonsense for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say this is not how it usually goes, but this is exactly how it usually goes. You will get legit race content. Sometimes we're gonna lose the plot a little bit, but it's entertaining. So
I was gonna say, we actually jumped really straight into it today. I was like, damn, we didn't do our normal like 15 minutes of like random crap.
That's because we were fed this weekend. China said, you know what? Here's a whole bunch of really interesting race stuff. You are gonna have things to talk about. You're welcome.
You're welcome. So, I guess that leads me finally to what I was gonna segue in with. So,
and honestly, pause, because this might be the most perfect segue into the actual race, because what you are about to talk about happened before the race even started.
No, it was
before
after.
The race even started.
It was after. It was the morning
Well,
after.
for you, yes.
Oh, I hadn't seen the race yet. Yeah.
The event that you were told about before the race even starts.
Yeah. So I hadn't watched the race. It's yesterday morning, aka Sunday at like 9 a.m. our time. Race happened at like 2 a.m. our time. But I was a tired little baby. I walked over 15 miles this weekend just around the track.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, no, I'm tired. So I was sleepy. I was like, I'm not gonna watch that race until Monday. which is what I did. And so I am in the media center. I'm getting ready for the day, getting ready to go out for the warm-up, start taking pictures, go to the pit lane, all this stuff. Who pops up on my screen? But none other
jump scare.
than the one of the biggest jump scares, not the worst jump scare. Could have been Christian Horner, but
Correct.
Zak Brown pops up on my screen, and by screen I mean like the media screen in front of me, which means that he is within like 1,000 feet of me.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, Zak Brown, that's here at the Java House inaugural Grand Prix of Arlington, and I'm like,
yeah.
In my head, I'm like, what are you doing here? Like,
yeah.
Like, what? Like, you should be in China right now. But he wasn't. They were talking about Pato and the other Aero McLaren drivers, because Zach oversees them both. He's being interviewed, all this stuff. And one of the announcers says, okay, Zach, so what would a successful weekend here for IndyCar look like for Aero McLaren? And he said, for all of my drivers to start the race, because that's not what happened in China. And I'm sitting there having not seen the race, and I go, huh?
Yeah.
And then I turn to my my like teammate Dylan, and I kind of look at him, and he goes, you didn't watch the race, or you didn't hear? And I said, no. And he goes, yeah, the McLarens both didn't even start.
Yeah.
And I was like, excuse me? I've never heard of that happening for both.
For McLaren, yeah, I mean, it was a double DNS, a double did not start. I mean,
DNS.
It was crazy. Yeah, because same thing. I mean, I will stay up and wake up at absurd times for F1, but Shelby and I had driven back from Kansas City. We got back at like 1:30 in the morning. We said, going to bed. And
oh yeah, and by the way, this
yeah, no, crazy. Yeah, that's Zak Brown right there. But
that was a jump scare.
Shelby had to drive back to Central Arkansas, and I put the race on, which, well, you were always this is a little bit of a sidebar. We're not going to really lose the plot, only a little. You were always kind of the F1 TV broadcast, because you and Parker had F1 TV. And so it was always kind of like a best of both worlds scenario. Like when I would watch the races with you guys, I'd get F1 TV. If we couldn't watch, we had ESPN, so I would watch on Sky Sports. And I won't lie, I personally am a little partial to the Sky Sports broadcast, honestly, because I just love Crofty and Martin Brundle and Bernie Collins. I love their commentary.
They're great.
And I know that one day we're going to have all new commentators, and there's really no, between F1 TV and Sky Sports, there's really no bad option, in my opinion, because they are both very good broadcasts and really good at what they do. Nevertheless, with everything in the US streaming on Apple TV, I had seen that people were able to get the Sky Sports broadcast on Apple TV, but I was like, didn't really figure that out for the first race, and I was like, how? And then I found it. I had a point here. Oh, I remember what it was. Sorry.
This is a very us thing to happen.
This is important because when it used to be on ESPN, the broadcast would basically start right before the formation lap. Like it would be F1 intro, you'd hear Crofty talk, we're doing formation lap, and then it's lights out. Well, with this, they just record and publish the entire broadcast. So we're talking like an hour and a half before the race to like an hour and a half post-race. Awesome stuff. But when you're just ready to watch the race, I said, fast forward. Well, I fast forward a little bit, and I'm like, they should be doing the reconnaissance lap to like get to the grid. They should be, why are the McLarens in the garage? And I said, I was like, what? So I said, big ol' issues before start for McLaren. They may not start the race, question mark. Not only that, Gabriel Bortoleto, out before race start. Like, he wasn't even in his car. Oscar and Lando were at least in the car. And then Alex out before the start as well. I was like, what the hell is happening? And then it's like, so I had to go back a little bit because I'm like, this is a 4.5 hour, like long broadcast that's been recorded. I'm like trying to find where to start. And then it's like, I hear him say so it was a separate electrical issue for both Lando and Oscar. And like, I I am not. I know there are a lot of people who have been wishing for the downfall of McLaren. I am not one of those. Neither are you. We both like McLaren. We would love to see Ferrari do better than them, right? I it was crazy. And someone was like, somebody was like, "Oh, we finally collected it. Like the double DNF, the double disqualified, and double did not start." And then someone did that meme of it. It was like, "Huh, first time?" And it was Ferrari because it was like, been there, done that. Like,
Yeah.
we did that. Didn't we do it all? Like all three in like just last season alone? I'm pretty sure we did all three. And it's like
Last
McLaren
season was rough.
It was insane. It's like surely it can't get any worse, right?
Right?
But then you see, and it's like, you never wish that for anyone. And honestly, especially for Oscar Piastri, as it's just unfortunate because then it's like, I think I told you this. I saw something and it's like, well, actually, there are two that are really kind of unfortunate. It's the safety cars completed more laps this season than Oscar Piastri has.
Yeah.
And
Safety cars 5, Oscars 0.
we've completed the same amount of laps in Formula One this season in a race as Oscar Piastri.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
For real. For
McLaren
real.
reserve driver, Hannah Spagnolini
Like-
Patillo, right here.
It's just very unfortunate. So if anybody was counting, that's 4 people out before the race even starts.
Yes.
I was like, already. I was like, it's
my
the
F1 fantasy team is in the shitter.
my
I
team.
dropped
That's
down.
Oscar's revenge. The revenge is not Oscar's because that team is doing very not good.
Oh, it's Oscar's revenge. It's revenge on Oscar.
No, for real.
For I don't know what sins he committed to deserve that. But they must be pretty bad.
I don't know, but it was. I mean, that is not even lap 1. Not even lap 1.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, yeah. So my notes for that, like when I just started writing down the race notes, my first note is like hearing the Zak Brown interview, but then before I even inserted that, I wrote, guys, has anyone seen McLaren?
no,
No,
they haven't.
they haven't.
I mean-
and then I literally wrote safety car 5 laps, Oscar 0 laps.
Oh,
But you want to know what my next note is for the race?
yes.
Word for word, Lewis and Charles take the fuck off.
Holy shit, I know. No, I said that was it almost. The overtake Lewis did, phenomenal. I mean, it was freaking rocket ship. I'll say kudos to Mercedes because they both kind of angled in and closed off the middle. And I think this was the only reason this double overtake didn't happen. But that was damn near the prettiest double overtake that almost happened.
It was beautiful. I was like,
It was stunning.
my Ferrari delusion is back.
I'm like, this is exactly why we're more delusional than normal. Is because of things like that.
It's really cool and awesome. And things are going great for Ferrari, and surely that is never going to change.
I really hope not. I mean, it was, other than that, so you had Isaac spun out and almost took Ollie Behrman out. I mean, Ollie had to do quite a little maneuver to avoid him. And that was just Oscar just, it was one of those, he just hit wrong and like the curve, whatever, he just spun.
I literally wrote Isaac ballerina moment for basically no reason, it looks like, because when you watch Ollie's like onboard footage, it looks like he's just driving and then he just starts twirling. I'm like,
said,
okay.
Yeah.
No, literally, someone went.
Literally. It was one where it was a very similar start to last week. I really do just, and I'm hopeful that Ferrari will bring some development and we can kind of hopefully close that gap between us and Mercedes. But who I really hope it's not going to be a like, are we, as in Ferrari, just like always the bridesmaid, never the bride? Because
Yeah,
now again, I will take what we can get because this is a significant improver on most of the previous seasons.
I
So,
agree.
if we get to be bridesmaids, at least we're there. At least we got invited.
You know what? We're at the wedding.
We are at the wedding. Um,
We have seats. We were on the guest list.
yeah, but it was like other than that, in between Lance, I think his car just broke. So there was a
Yeah.
safety car. Both Mercs and Ferraris came in. The
Oh,
safety car
also,
restart was a lot nicer to Ferrari.
but sorry, like right before that, back to race start just for a second. Max has had some bad
Oh
times with both
yeah, I
race
forgot
starts.
about that.
And so my word for word is Max's start is like, no, that's okay, you guys go ahead. Like that's what
Yeah,
it looks like.
it
It looks like
happened
he
to
just
him
didn't
last
go.
week. Yeah, his
Yeah.
car just kind of stall not completely stalls out, but stalls out to where he's just people are just passing him. And if there's
Yeah.
one thing I know about Max Verstappen is that pisses him the hell off.
Like it looked like he was trying to start the race in like a Hyundai Sonata, and everyone else had the race cars, and so he's just
Yeah.
slamming the gas like go, but the Hyundai Sonata just can't drive
It's like,
like a Formula One car.
okay, now I'll go. Uh,
Yeah. And I wrote Kimmy said hold my apple juice. I was gonna say hold my beer, but he's not 21, so I said hold my apple juice because
hey,
he
they
just also
were.
kind of took the fuck out.
I don't actually know what the drinking age in China is. Maybe he can drink over there. He can't when he
Yeah,
comes
I
to
don't know about
Miami in
China.
May.
No, but yeah. So, anyways, we're talking about Aston Martin. Stroll's out.
Yeah.
Something's happening. Um,
Um.
I saw that Fernando, for a period of time, was not using his hands to drive.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically we've talked about the death trap torture vibration chamber that Aston Martin has accidentally designed.
With the
Um
permanent nerve
on
damage
the
situation.
vibrations were so bad that on the straights he was literally taking his hands off the steering wheel and like flexing and shaking out his hands to try and get some feeling back to them.
Which
Um
is
what?
sorry? Like, I'm sorry, what?
In the
Like,
year 2026, you're telling me that he has to like move his hands to gain feeling back into them?
like this should not one shouldn't be happening at all just from a like
Mm-mm.
car drive perspective, but from a like, hey, we are way too advanced in our technology to be risking permanent nerve damage and permanent like injury to our drivers just for driving the car.
It's yeah. Because
And
what?
that's why he had to retire, right? Like, cause it was undrivable. It was hurting him too bad.
Yeah. I don't either one of them didn't I don't remember if one of them finished the race or not. At the end of it, there were 7 people out of this race. So you had 4 that didn't start, 3 that actually retired, which so one of them was Max Verstappen. And I saw a
Hmm.
thing, and I might get the number plus or minus one. This is only like the 4th time he's legit DNF'd. Like
Yep.
that doesn't happen to Max. He
No, it
finishes
does
the
not.
race. He did not finish the race. And we know that especially last season, sometimes we get a little bit of what I'll call schizophrenia, delusional. Um, I'm a little psycho, Max Verstappen in like post race interviews. We absolutely got that this weekend. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
and then um, which I'll send you this graphic. Between the last probably mostly last season and this season, um, we've gotten just reaction images that perfectly encapsulate the 5 stages of grief, and they're all Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
For someone who is so like one one level in a sense, like he does get worked up, but he's still kind of one mode all the time. For
Yeah.
someone who is like that, he is certainly expressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like Oscar Piastri, but if like but different, but also the
Yeah.
same. I don't know. They
It's
just have great reaction content when reactions come out. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's just Matt from P1 Matt and Tommy tweeted, he was like, will we even see 22 cars like start or finish the race this year? And
It's
honestly,
debatable.
we might not.
7 cars out is almost a third of the entire grid.
Yeah.
That's like
It's more
so many.
than yeah. It's more than a third if we had 20 cars still.
Yeah, it'd be way more.
One
That's
more.
insane. One more.
I did good math there.
You did. I'm
Anyways,
so proud of
sorry,
you.
that's not the point. Historically, I do bad mental math on this podcast. Um, Nevertheless, yeah, you said it. 7 cars out is like genuinely criminally insane.
It's criminally insane. I saw this meme that made me laugh, but it was also funny. You know how Ferrari is the, kind of king of the whole it's over, it's so over, we're back, we're so
Hmm.
back cycle. There was one that was made for Max, and it's a picture of Max, and it says it's so over, it's so over, it's so over, it's so over for this and
Oh
I'm
no.
like, oh, I
Well,
never thought I'd see
speaking
that for
of, I
Max right now.
saw another, I don't know what it's from, but it's the meme of the guy that he's sitting on like the park bench all by himself, just looking like dejected and defeated. Um, and it's a Red Bull fans, and it's so this is what Ferrari fans have felt all these years. And it's like, yeah. And this is just a taste of it. Like
Yeah, no, this is
this
just
was
two
our
races. Try
this
like
was our
10 years.
entire year last year.
Yeah.
We were
Try years of this.
celebrating. Yeah, like we were celebrating if both cars just finished the race at times.
Yes.
Like
If oh, sorry. If both of them got points, that was like huge deal.
that was a win. That was a win last season. If both drivers finished to the
Genuinely.
points, that was a win.
That was cause for like shotgunning beers and
Hmm.
celebration, genuinely.
I mean,
And then look at us now.
for real.
I'm
But
scared.
we've we've talked a lot about the middle of this race and the start of this race. I think we need to pay our respects for it'll be no surprise. Mercedes kind of ran away with it, but which one? This is the important bit because for the first time in 20 years, we have an Italian on the top of the podium and your second youngest race winner ever. Kimi Antonelli, I feel like a parasocial, just like parent of Kimi
Me too.
Antonelli. I mean,
I
literally,
feel I
I'm
feel
so
such
proud of
strong
him.
maternal instincts. I like literally like the video of him crying. I like
Oh,
started tearing up.
when he
I
started
the
crying, I
maternal
started
instincts are
crying.
strong. What?
It, oh yeah, when he started crying, I started crying.
Yeah, me too. I
I
love
mean,
him.
I was like, I said, yeah, when Kimmy started crying, I started crying. My sweet angel baby. Like, I, it was just, and honestly, to me, when he started crying, I was like, I loved that he couldn't help it. He just let the emotions out. And I feel like a lot of times, I feel like we've seen more like genuine emotion from drivers in recent seasons. But to see, like, he was like, he's like, I can't, you could
He
tell
just let
of
it out.
he just let it out and just, I think that moment was finally starting to hit him. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
He like
just, oh,
when we've seen other drivers cry, I feel like for a moment they kind of let it out and then they rein it back in and there's like some happy tears, but they're more like but like I mean Kimmy like had to
He
keep
cried that
taking
whole
moments to
post-race
kind of like heave a little bit to like, and then he'd go back down, and then he'd come back up, and then he'd go like start crying again.
Yeah,
He kept like,
he had to do
it
it a
was
couple of times. It just,
did you see the
oh,
picture of him on the plane sleeping with his trophy?
yes. I mean, it was just watching everybody that like genuinely one of my favorite things is like motorsport drivers' first wins because a lot of times almost every driver on the grid is just excited for them. I mean, seeing everybody congratulate him, and I mean, let's talk about the universe for a second and just how perfect this podium was. Because you had George Russell, well, you had Kimi win, you had George Russell P2, and then let's not forget to mention we have Lewis Hamilton's first Grand Prix podium with Ferrari, long overdue.
Yeah.
Thank God, God bless America. I mean, so you've got both current Mercedes drivers. You've got Lewis, former Mercedes driver, and then the team member that was on the podium was Bono, who was Lewis's longtime race engineer, briefly George's, currently Kimi's. I mean, like
It was
the
perfect.
script could not have written a better podium.
No, it was a great day for the Italians. I'll just say that.
It
The
was.
Ferrari,
I literally,
and
I
the-
said, I said, welcome back, Italian national anthem. In parentheses, next time for Ferrari, please.
yes, but still, but when all of the sudden Italians,
No, literally. Like
I was thinking like for the title of this episode, like I was considering suddenly Italians.
when all of a sudden Italian. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
it
mean,
was so beautiful. And what's so funny too about all of it is through all this beautiful moment, everyone's crying, everyone's so happy, and like no one's even bothered by the fact that the announcer said, "And your winner of today's race, Kimi Räikkönen." Like
Kimi
like
Räikkönen somewhere was like, I'm not even there.
no, I literally saw a picture of Kimi Räikkönen that said "does nothing, wins Chinese Grand Prix."
Which is hilarious. And,
Yeah.
and you can see Kimi when he hears that.
He's
He's
like-
like
Like he's still so happy, it's like shining through, but he looked so weird. You could tell he was like, "Did anyone hear that, or am I insane?"
It's
Maybe I'm
so funny.
hallucinating."
because I mean, there aren't many Kimmys that have been in this sport, and arguably,
No.
Kimi Räikkönen, kind of iconic, was around for a really long time. I mean, but it
Wow.
just was so funny. And your Grand Prix winner, Kimi Räikkönen, and it's like, good try, but
You can tell the announcer was older. Like they were
Yeah.
aware for Kimmy's,
It-
like Kimi Räikkönen.
yeah, I mean, it just like the pictures of them hoisting him up, just like completely drenched in champagne. I mean, Lewis sprayed it in his face. Kimi, I think his podium celebration is he literally dumps the end of the bottle of champagne on his head, which honestly, pretty iconic. He dumped it down Bono's back. Like he went in for a hug and then dumped it down his back. And it's like, he's literally just, it's like a kid and his dad just like paired together. And
Did
it
you
just
see
like,
the video of after his podium when they took the team picture? He immediately sprinted off because
Boy is
everyone was chasing with
fast.
the champagne. He was running faster than the RB26. I'll say it.
I mean,
but he
he was
was sprinting. It was like a
running.
kid playing tag.
yes.
so
And it was like,
perfect.
they eventually caught up to him and then like hoisted him up. Just he's and it's like, I'm like, this is Simba from The Lion King, except it's Kimi Antonelli. Like, I'm like, I feel like you're just like lifting him up and presenting him to the pride. Like,
Genuinely.
it
It
was,
just so wholesome.
I mean, welcome to this year's first. Like, everybody liked that. Dare I say, in the running, currently top spot for our everybody liked that superlative that may or may not be given out because everybody liked that. I don't care
Everybody
who.
liked that.
A year ago, this boy was still in school.
His mother was picking him up from
His mother was
because
picking
he
him up
was not allowed to drive.
from school. It's insane.
And then
And then
he
like
just won a race in
his
the most pinnacle of
just
motorsport.
the pinnacle of motorsport, yeah. And his dad was there, and like they interviewed his dad, and it just was so sweet. I mean, it just and we just had a lot of really fun moments. For a moment, I want to say points for Carlos. Thank God. P9.
Yep.
And granted, did he get points because we had 7 people retire from the race? Maybe. That's okay. We
I guess
haven't
we'll
talked a
never
lot
know.
about well, guess we'll never we haven't talked a lot about Williams this year because it's there's not a lot to talk about, and I'm a little sad about that. I know we're all a little sad about that. But anyways, he scored points. Moving on. Other thing, kind of our first like, what the hell is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? Ollie Behrman is currently P5 in the World Drivers' Championship standing.
Yeah. I mean, so the FIA's biggest enemy kind of went back to Esteban for this race. So I think they kind of forgot about Ollie, and so Ollie's like, "Don't mind
Yeah.
if I do. I'm gonna hop up there while y'all aren't mad at me for something."
I
So I
mean,
wonder how long that'll last.
he's been driving really, really well. I hope
He's
that
really
that
great.
continues. Other things, I mean, Esteban Ocon just saw a pink and blue car, thought it was Pierre Gasly, went terrorist mode, and kind of ruined Franco Colapinto's race, who up until that point, again, what the hell is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? Because for a moment, after the pit stops, Franco Colapinto was running P2. And I think we had double points for Alpine. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I told my coworker Noah this, that I blame him for this. His like my crazy prediction for this year is that Alpine's going to be good, and now they like kind of are right now. So, and I'm like, this is his fault. This is his fault. I don't
Yeah.
know how
I
Noah is to blame for this, but this is his fault.
I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't either
It,
because I cannot stand Flavio.
no, I hate. Oh my God! At the race this weekend, at the IndyCar race, there was a guy that looked just like Flavio, and I swear my soul left my body for a moment. It wasn't
Jump
obviously it wasn't
scare.
him, but
Jump
like it looked
scare.
so like him, and he wore glasses very similar to Flavio's, and like I really thought I was gonna throw up. I was like, I'm not safe here. Um,
Jeez.
I need to leave, but no, it wasn't him. It was just another old white dude. That but he had a
But
Texas accent. But he looked just like him, and I swear I was like, I'm gonna leave. I don't like him. Get me out of here.
I'm gonna
I'm
leave.
scared.
I'm scared, Mama. I'm scared. I
Mama, I'm
mean,
scared.
but like, what a race! What
What
a
a
race!
race.
I mean, it was as much as I would have loved Charles to be on that podium. I'm glad it was Lewis.
I am too. It was just like I feel like I
It was
wrote
so
in here.
poetic.
Where did I write it? I wrote racing is happening, y'all. This is crazy. Like I feel like we're racing.
Yes, and
We're
it's
racing.
and I'm we kind of briefly mentioned it. The especially we talked about it during the sprint race. The Ferraris are racing each other. I mean, like there was a point George Russell was holding back so that he could watch Lewis and Charles race each other.
Yeah.
And it was like I saw and genuinely had it been anyone else but I think Lewis and Charles and except maybe Charles and Max, we would have had a collision. But like,
Yeah.
and they did. The Ferraris, these two maniacs, those two were giddy after the race. Like
They were
they touched,
giggling.
and like for, Lewis was like, yeah, we just kissed a little bit, and it was like, but it was fun. Like he was like, they were just, I mean, like those are my two little racing freaks because they
What's a
were
little
so
kiss between
excited
teammates?
just to be racing. And like Charles, like let me find this just quote from Charles because it was like, yeah. So he's just a racing freak because normally you would really never see him particularly smiling about getting fourth place, but he loves racing and fighting so much that adrenaline makes him almost forget where he ended. And like he was just excited to be racing someone because he's good at it. Like
He
We
is.
talked about it last week. Like, people forget, like, Charles can race. He just hasn't really had many opportunities to do it lately. And
It feels like they're just having
I,
fun.
he is like, they were just having fun. And it just, like, I feel like we really got to see what those two can do. And, like, I love that Ferrari is letting them race.
Me too.
Granted, again, stresses me the hell out. And I fear they will probably take each other out at some point this year. I hope it doesn't happen, but let's be real, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Until that point, hopefully it doesn't happen. I mean, watching that, like, I get George Russell because I too would want to hold back, like, knowing I will be able to overtake them. Let me hold back and watch my former teammate and 7-time world champion and, like, has the caliber to be a world driving championship driver just battle each other. It
Yeah.
was like pure cinema.
It was
Pure
amazing. I
cinema.
love seeing. Ah, it was really just a great race weekend. It's a
I
shame that I
agree.
couldn't watch like any of it live. Because it would have been that much better live. But I mean the fact that
Yes.
this was not live, that we saw it and was still that much fun. Like it was. I'm very
I was
excited
locked
for the next
in.
race.
Yeah. I mean, we hope, I do hope that McLaren gets a little bit of that figured out. I mean, it genuinely, like, I feel like this weekend, or kind of what we've seen with our, like, typical kind of top four teams, it is that scene from Where the Millers, where it's like one team having a great year, and it's like, you're getting this much money, I'm getting this much, and it's a wait, you guys are getting paid, and it's Ferrari of our starts have been great this year. Mercedes, great, our starts are just okay. Red Bull, our starts have been awful. McLaren, wait, you guys are
You guys
starting?
are starting?
And it's like, oh, but
Yeah.
hilarious.
Hilarious.
Nevertheless,
The
I
plot
know
thickens.
I know that these new regulations are not perfect and that there are a lot of issues with them, and I can understand some people's arguments with the new regulations. I think the battery thing in the manual overtake mode, it's a bit whack.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
I cannot deny that I have had more fun in these two races alone than in, like, long stretches of like races between, like, the 23 to 25 season.
Same, agreed. And like I mean like the speed of the corners is insane. And just
Oh,
the way that they're able to overtake so easily, like I this season's just I know it's going to be so fun and so entertaining. And it already has been. It's already been so great. So I'm very much looking forward to Japan in
yeah.
2 weeks.
Downside, after Japan, with the cancellation of Bahrain and Saudi, we don't get another race until the first weekend of May.
Oh.
Yup.
Still crazy that Kimmy and Isaac leaked that. That's insane and hilarious.
That, no, that's still so,
That
I
still
mean,
might be honestly, that is still my favorite moment of this, like off track moment of this season, and it probably will
it's up there.
remain. It's probably gonna remain my favorite off track moment of the season for a long time. It's gonna take something really big to change to
Yeah.
top that. Because what do you mean they're literally two children yapping about it,
It's so funny. No, I will
and it
say,
turned
as
out to be
much as
true.
it sucks because I feel like we got this taste of this new F1 season, and we've got 3 races, and then we're gonna go like 4 or 5 weeks without it, which really sucks. The only, I think, maybe silver lining, granted this could be helpful for all teams, is that they have like a month to just develop and to,
Yeah,
like, diagnose issues and potentially bring improvements. I saw
true.
Fred say that, like, they were planning on introducing some upgrades at, I think, Saudi or by Saudi, but by the time he was like, but by Miami, he was like, we might have like an upgrade package and a half. So,
Yeah,
like, that part's exciting. We don't know how it'll affect all of the teams, but I'm like, I feel like we're gonna have almost an entire new, like, race season start because it's like you've got, instead of summer break, we're getting spring break.
Spring break. I was literally just about to say that. They get spring break.
They get
And
spring
then
break.
literally a few weeks after that, summer break. It's fine.
You know, I too wish the world wasn't at war, but we can't control
What
that
can
one.
you do? You know what I
But
can control?
nevertheless,
Yapping about F1 with my friend.
you know, that won't stop us. Maybe we could figure out something to do in that break because I don't want to not yap.
I know. We'll find something to do. We still haven't done that thing where like we filled out the photos for each other that I sent you like actually like a year ago.
The thing is, I'm fairly certain I filled it out, but I don't know where. So what Hannah's talking about, there was this like it's like you fill it out for each other and it's like a my favorite track, my favorite helmet, favorite driver, favorite team, like this or that. And so like you do it for yourself and then you do it for the other person. And I'm fairly certain I did it one day before I did it. I'm fairly certain I did. Maybe I can track that down. Hannah, to her, well, maybe to my defense, Hannah sent it to me at a time in my life where I hated my job. We like our job now. And I just was in a really weird spot and just, I didn't do it. Anyways, nevertheless, I think I did it. I might, I don't know,
You
Spag.
know what? It's okay.
It's okay. Kimi Antonelli won his first ever race win. Nothing can bring us down.
Yay! That's so funny. Yeah,
Oh.
we'll probably do that over the break or something. So
We'll figure something out. Maybe we could play like a fun little F1 game.
that'd be
We
fun.
haven't
We'll
done
come
that.
up with some ideas.
We haven't done
Love
we haven't
that.
done like a let's do like game thing.
We haven't done that in a while. The last one I remember is the Ferrari team principal or Pope, and I got a perfect score on that I recall,
Yeah,
which
Ferrari
was
team
amazing.
principal or Pope contender. That was funny.
And I got a perfect score.
You did. You did. Who would
Eh.
who would have thought the Pope was then going to end up being from Chicago?
Insane. But you know what?
Genuinely. Am I Catholic?
I'm not
No.
surprised. I'm not surprised by anything that happens in the world anymore. Honestly,
No,
nothing is
honestly.
surprising me.
And it's like, am I Catholic? No. But did I happen to find out that they named a new pope and that he was American from Chicago at the Alamo and proceeded to tell anyone that we passed by afterwards? Yes.
What an interesting place to find that out too.
No, literally. I was at the Alamo with a friend who was visiting, and we found out that they had named a new pope. And then we were just going up to people and be like, "Hey, they named a new pope." And neither of us are. It's my friend Hannah from back home. Neither of us are Catholic.
No, but it's important news. It's very big news. Big
It
deal.
was, and it was a very fun. That has nothing to do with motorsport, but here we are. It's the end of the episode anyway. Meh.
It is. Go watch the Stars game, Sydney.
Oh, right, yeah. It's on in the background. What are we? They're tied. Ah, no. Ah, frick. Okay. Utah's on it. We're playing the Utah Mammoth. They're on a power
Singular
play.
mammoth?
Huh?
It's the mammoth, singular, not mammoths.
The Utah Mammoths? I don't know. They're a new team. It's 1-1 right now, about 2 minutes left in the first period, so I'll get caught up. And I will say, at one point I looked over and there was a fight, and I then had to lock back in because fight was happening. But
It happens.
you know, it's the life of a girly and girlies who are emotionally invested in more than one sport, and said sports all just have overlapping seasons. And here we are. You know, I'm literally just a
Here we
girl.
are.
You're literally just a girl. It's what we do. It's what we
It
do.
is what we do. And yeah, I mean,
But
that's all I
yeah,
have.
we've
Oh, I
got-
did want to do it. I wanted to give a quick shout out to all of the amazing people I met this weekend. Like I genuinely, I was shitting myself going into this weekend. Sydney can tell you I was freaking the fuck out. I was like,
Can
I don't
confirm.
know what to do. especially with like the interviews. Like I told her, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be interviewing Mick Schumacher. What? And then he was the first one to walk in, so I had to interview him first, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
not okay, but it was
Talk
fine.
about trial by fire.
Literally, he was very nice and very handsome. It was scary. He has very pretty eyes, and they looked right at me. I was like, ah. So, anyways, I wanted to shout out a lot of the amazing people that I met this weekend. I literally have a list of names. I'm just going to read them very quickly. Their names are Ola, Madeline, Kyler, Issa, Marley, Caroline, Jesse, Jonathan, Nabiha, Dominic, Ricky, Colleen, Barb, Dylan, and Tony. Thank y'all. Oh, and Kendall. Thank you, everyone, for making me feel like I belonged.
Because you do.
I do, and everyone kept telling me that, and that's the only reason that I really believed it at first. You listen. Don't give it. No, it's good. Don't be a bitch, Sydney. I didn't feel it. It's the only reason I felt like I belonged at first, and that I helped me hype me up enough to fully believe it by the end of the weekend. Like by the end of the weekend, I was like, damn, I did that, and that was cool. Yeah, and I'm really good at that, and I'm gonna go to the Indy 500. Like, yeah. I
finally told you enough. I'm telling you. Every day I'm like, Hannah, you belong.
Know me.
Yeah, that's why I knew you were qualified for this, you hoe bag.
Hey, but like we're best friends. You're also kind of required to be somewhat nice to me.
Not necessarily. I could be a bad friend. I would like to think I'm not. But I'm not going to lie to you.
That's fair. But you know what I mean? Okay. So
I do. But
I never thought I would feel so incredibly welcomed doing
and I'm glad that you did.
I did.
And I can confirm to any of her new fun motorsport media friends, I did hear about you literally as soon as she left.
No, I'm talking like, if any of y'all are listening to this, I think Ola is the only one that actually followed the Fifth Wheel page. So Ola, if you're hearing this, I love you.
Shout out.
But I said bye to her and a few other people like at the end of the last day, and like I literally said like, okay, like I got their Instagrams, I got their numbers. I was like, great, so great to meet y'all. Travel home safe. I walk away. I take maybe 4 steps. It was less than 7 for sure, and tears just start falling down my face because I had the most amazing weekend, and I could not believe. It was so overwhelming just how I'm getting teary-eyed. We're gonna have to pause. We're gonna have to end the episode real soon because I'm gonna cry. But like it was genuinely like one of the most insane and incredible, fulfilling, and passionate weekends I've ever had. And I was like, I just met all these amazing people. I just had the best time ever. And I said bye to them, and I was really sad about it, but I was also just so overcome with how amazing the weekend was. And so tears start falling down my face. That's around step maybe 3 or 4, and then by step 10, I was already like, there was the of me calling Sydney on FaceTime, and she answers, and she's like peeling a sweet potato, and she's like, hold on. She just walks away for like a good few minutes.
Because I had a vinyl like cranked up, and I answered, but I didn't look at the phone, and so I was like, hold on just a second,
and so then I was just like staring like,
and I was like, oh, we're crying. I'm sorry. I had to turn that down so I could hear you.
It was so funny. Yeah, but thank you to everyone.
I'm so glad that you had fun. I'm glad that it was a good race weekend. It just was a good one. It was a good one. And we will see y'all in 2 weeks for Japan, and then after that, I promise we'll get around to those things that we filled out. Yeah. One day.
Yeah.
One day.
Doesn't have to be today though. So
nope.
With that, I'm Hannah.
I'm Sydney.
And it's lights out.
And away we go.
Bye.
Adios.